So we shall be doing item difficulty, item discrimination, reliability, validity, and percentile on the SPM demo data that's provided us with. I have had different sheets for each and everything, that is item difficulty, discrimination, reliability, validity, and percentile. So this is the data which we that is present or that sir provided us with. There is nothing much to it except the totals of SPM is here and DAT is here. For the first thing, that is item difficulty, we would be required to use only the each single item scores. So from item 1 to item 60 are present here, and these are for subjects 1 to subjects 70. So here we'll be doing a simple thing, that is we write down is equal to AVE average. Okay, so you double click on average, you scroll up, click on this, and you can drag this down by simply going down until you reach the 70th participant, and then you press enter. So you get an average. Then you just simple drag it around until you reach the last or the 60th item. As soon as you 60th item, this is what you get. So this is what is the item difficulty score for each item. So you can see that these are the ones that are yellow highlighted. So that's about it for item difficulty. Let's move to item discrimination. It's a bit different from what item difficulty is. So first of all, you require the subjects each item score, that is for subject 1 to subject 70. You have item 1 till the item 60th. Okay, and also one important thing is also you have the SPM total score. Here now what you have to do is select the whole column. Okay, you select the whole column by click on the alphabet up, and you get the whole column selected. Now click on sort and filter. Once you click on sort and filter, you will be asked either to sort it from smallest to the largest or the largest to the smallest. So we would be doing is sorting the smallest to the largest, that is in ascending order. You click on it and then it asks you, do you want to expand the selection or continue with the current selection? You expand the selection so as all the other items with that total score or the each row gets connected and gets sorted. So you click on expand the selection and click OK. As soon as that happens, you can see 36 is the recent score. Also to once more confirm, and that's the reason I've given each subject a name, is subject 17 is there, and then there's 14, then there's 25, and so on and so forth. So this gives us, now as you know, as sir spoke about, you require the 27, the first 27, that is the 27 above the average and 27 above and 27 below percentage, whose data we are going to be choosing. So here you don't require the SPM total as a whole, you just require them to sort them out. All right, so now once you have gotten it, you simply go to the first row. Okay, now you know that you start from 2, now you move on till 22. Okay, so these are the participants that you require. So till the 21 you require the participant that comes down to 19 participants, that's 27%. On an average it's a 27%. So you select that and you select that and you keep scrolling down, select that and simply just keep scrolling down, and stop at, okay, so you'll have to now first count the 20 participants. So you are at 71, so that comes down to 61 and then 51. Okay, great. So you stop at 50. You did that. Now what you do is click on clear contents. You do not click on delete, but click on clear contents. Once you have clicked on the clear contents, you basically have the first 19 and the last 20 participants that are remaining. Okay, now the task is, so let me give these highlighted so that it's much clearer to understand. So I highlight this, and now what you got to do is get the item difficulty score for each of them. So I want the item difficulty score. What do? I click on is equal to AV, click on average. I want the numbers that is from 1 to 20 and I press enter. I got the difficulty score. I do the same thing as I did before is I drag. I drag until I reach the 60th item. Okay, I don't require this SPM total, so I just drop at 60th item. You got that? Now you follow the same thing for the last few items. So I want the I click is equal to AV average. Also to note, so if I write AV, it shows me a drop down option. So if I double click on the option I require, it will automatically write on its own, and that's what I want. And then I press enter. So I again get it, and I simply move till I reach item 60. I got it. So once again, just to confirm if I've gotten each item correctly, I just check. So we are on a column B, so it's B. Column C has got C. Column D has got D. Again to reconfirm, column B has got B, C has got C, D has got D. Okay, so now that you have got item difficulty score for both of them, now you require the item discrimination. So how do you do that? You do that is by writing an is equal to sign. You write the item difficulty score of the first number subtracted by item difficulty score of the second number and you press enter. And once you get this, you simply keep on dragging this and you stop. And okay, so now you observe that I'm getting negative markings because we have done an ascending order. So what would I like to do? I would like to do it the other way around. So I would like not B72, that is this score being divided by that score. I would like the other score, that is B72 getting subtracted by the B22 score. So what do? I just simply replace them. Right? B72 subtracted by B22. I press enter and then I drag this until the end. So now I obtain the item difficulty, item discrimination scores. Now let's move on to reliability. Now reliability is a bit complicated, but as you follow the instructions, you will understand how does it happen. Okay, so now we require what currently right now at the moment we require is the P score, the Q score, the P into the Q score, this. Okay, so P into Q score, then you require the variance of the total score, that is the total of SPM score. You also require the summation of P and Q, that is the total P and the total Q, that should be, once that is multiplied, each of them is multiplied with each of them, so each item's P and each item's Q, that's item 1's P and item 1's Q is being multiplied, that's P into Q. You require the summation of it. Okay, so now let me show you how do you do that. So as you have seen, it's basically the same steps as item difficulty was. So you write is equal to, you write AV and you click on average. Okay, again go up, select the first item, you drag down until you reach the 70th participant, you press enter. Okay, so once you get that, you simply drag this. Okay, you drag this until here and you get all the P scores. This is the ratio of people who have answered the item correctly. So how do you get the ratio of people who have answered them correctly? Right, is equal to 1 minus the people who have answered them incorrectly. So click on the value of the P of that item. Click on that item, press enter. Okay, and you simply drag this until the end. That's item 60. you achieve the Q score. The next thing is we require is the P into the Q score. So what do? You write is equal to, you click on P, you click on the star, that's the multiplication here, you click on Q and you press enter. You get an answer, you again drag this till the last item. Now what also requires the summation of P and Q. So how do you do that? You write is equal to, you write SUM, you open the bracket, you go to the first column, you select this, and you just drag this until you reach the last item. You reach the last item, that's BI, and you press enter. So you got the answer of PQ. Now you require variance. So what do? It is equal to VAR. We do not require VAR of population, nor do we require VAR of sample. We simply require variance. That's a simple variance is what we require. You click on VAR, then you click on it, so you get the VAR and formula written. Then you click on the first column, you drag it down until the last item. Okay, remember not to click on blank items because it will take that also as a value, so do not click on that, and then you press enter. You got the values of variance, you got the value summation value of P and Q. Now what's the next thing we require? The next thing we require is the total of P and Q divided by variance. So what do? Right, is equal to, so you want the value of P and Q, so you click on this, then you click on, okay, the formula bar has everything there, so you just click on the formula bar, you have to drag it all the way back there. You divide it, you divide by what the variance value, you want the variance value to be divided, you press enter, you'll get the value there, it's simply there. This is the P divided by Q. Now you have to subtract that by 1. The formula says that you need to subtract this by the whole thing. So how do you do that? You write 1, you subtract, press the sorry, you write a is equal to sign, you write 1 subtracted by, and you click on this item and you press enter. You get the value of 1 minus PQ divided summation of PQ divided by variance. Now you require, what is K? K is simply 60, right? Oh sorry, 70, right? But you want something different. You want to know what the count is without, for example, if you didn't have the number of subjects written here, or you didn't want to count all the subjects, you didn't want to see how many up, so you could have also done is COUN, I'm sorry, is equal to COUN count. Okay, count, open it, you select the items which you want to get counted. Okay, that's it. You require these people to be counted, and then you press enter. So it tells you 70, as simple as it is. So you don't have to count each item manually. So if there were 66 participants, you didn't have to sit and count or see the number in the back and subtract it by 1 or 2 if the first two rows were not items in themselves. Okay, so now what do you have to do? Now you know what the count is, so you do what is equal to value of this divided by this. Okay, so it will get confused. So what you do is you click on the formula, you open a bracket. Okay, you open a bracket, you close the bracket, you subtract it by 1, and you click, so by 1, and then you click bracket close. So what does it do? It simply first divides B82, that's 70 minus 1, and then it divides the whole thing, that comes under 69, by this, and so when you press enter, it gives you a value. So now what do? You now want to multiply this, the item of this, with this, right? So what do? You click on is equal to, you click on the item, you click on shift and this 8 button which has a star on the up, so you click on that, you click on this, click on the B83 value and press enter. You got the value of KR20. Now that we have achieved the KR20, now what do you require? Now we require what is called the validity of the item. Validity is a simple thing to be solved. Okay, so how do you do that? You do that by writing is equal to Pearson. Okay, so you see Pearson, you write Pearson. You click on the array 1. Got the array 1, right? Then you click on the formula, you click on comma. Comma makes you tell that okay, it's an array 2, so you have to correlate two values, two arrays, right? So you want to correlate between the SPM total and the DAT total. So that's require you require a comma, okay? So you click on the comma and then you select the another one and then you drag it down. Once you have dragged it down, you get that, you close the bracket and you press enter. You get a correlation between the two values, that is the DAT total, SPM total and the DAT total. That being said, now let's move to the final step. The final step is percentile. Okay, so in usually in Excel there is nothing called as a percentile. You find a percentile line and then you multiply it by 100. So let's first find out a percentile line. You write down is equal to, you write PE percentile rank. You require percentile rank. Okay, you require percentile rank, right? Okay, so now what do you require? You write a percentile rank and then you have to select an array, right? The array is this. The array is the SPM total. These are data from which you need to compute a percentile. Select on that array. That array is done. Then it tells you to give the value of whose percentile of from this array do you want. So you click on a comma and you tell I want this guy's percentile, and then I simply have to close the bracket. Okay, you get a percentile and you do is what is equal to this, and then you multiply it by 100. You get the percentile of 86.9. Although if you drag this down, the another will be going down. Let me show that to you. Okay, so if I drag these down, for example, if I don't drag, I just double click on it, I double click on it, you would realize that the numbers are shifting, and I don't want that those numbers to shift. See, so this was B2, this went to B3, then this went to B4, so I don't want them to be shifting. Okay, so what do I do to make this consistent? I add in a dollar sign. Okay, so I add a dollar sign to make it understand that okay, I need a consistent or the same data to be used consistently. So I added a dollar sign. It okay. I added a dollar sign to inform it. Then I add another dollar sign. I add another dollar sign before the two value tell okay, two has to be consistent. Then I again add a dollar sign to tell them that even 71 has to be consistent. Once I tell them that and I press enter, the value will still remain the same because that's the same. Now I double click it. Now the values stay consistent. You see now all the values are only the values here, that's B9, because this has to change, right? Because this is correlating to what is here, that's B4 will be B4 here, right? Now when I want this here, now you don't have, now if you put a dollar here, it will copy the same values. If you put a dollar here, it will keep this two also consistent, that I do not want. So I just double click it here and I get the percentile values. So we are finally done with all the steps for all the kinds of data we would require. That's about it. Good luck for the practicals.